Are you ready? Hi, I'm Steve from 123 3D. Today, we shall be reviewing the GK2 Uniformation lineup. Let's jump right in. So, first up on the table, we have the Uniformation Gk2 resin printer. This is an 8K machine with some very nice specs. So we shall have a look at this first. One of the things that drew me to this printer was Uniformation's approach to design and improve resin printers for functional usability. So they did this first off with a nice lift up lid, quality thick plastic lid on this as well, not like some of the other brands that have a relatively thin. I mean, I'm guesstimating this is probably about 6mm thick, so it's solid piece of kit. The printers are shipped with resin vat, as you'd expect. All the resin vats come with a lid. They all ship with lids, so if you want multiple vats, very easy to store your resin, pop the lid on, job done. Another thing Uniformation did, as anybody who's familiar with resin printers will be aware, the vats are normally secured down in place with a couple of screws. They locate onto some pins 9 times out of 10. You then wind the screws in. Can be a bit fiddly, especially if you've got resin on your gloves or whatever, it ends up messy. Uniformation combated this by giving us a nice clip-in vat. Now, the vat actually locates via these pins either side of the screen, so it's simply a case of sit the vat into place, slide it back until it locks into position. Done. They also took a similar approach with the build plate. Again, anybody who's familiar with other brands of resin printers will know that we have to lock the build plate into position with like a windy screw tight knob. Not a problem with this machine. You've got a cam locking lever, build plate comes straight off, one-handed operation, hold it on, lock the lever back into place. That is it. So those two features in themselves are very, very good upgrades to other types of resin printers. Uniformation have also given us a fully functioning extraction system. This works by, we have a fan in the back of here, it's drawing air out. Another addition is the active carbon filter. Just move around to this side, I shall pull the unit off. You can see inside the filter you've got very dense carbon filter. Basically the air sucked in here, filtered out, blown back into here. These are a consumable item and they are sold in packs of 6, so you can stock up on replacements if needed. They simply just sit into the back of the machine and then magnets lock it into place. Uniformation also gave us a consumer grade printer with fully functioning heated resin vat. Now, how this machine does it is inside the base there is a heating element that then draws air through the machine, heating the resin vat from underneath, which is the most effective way to heat anything, is from below, the same as you would on a saucepan on a stove. Once you start a print, the machine will check the temperature of the resin that is in the vat and it will basically preheat it to a set temperature. Defaultly it's set at 30 degrees, so basically it'll heat the resin to 30 degrees and then your print will start. It will not start printing until that resin has reached the optimal temperature. This is a very tried and tested system that basically gives consistent high quality results, allowing the user to dial in the resin and then time after time after time they haven't got to make any alterations to it because of fluctuations in ambient temperatures. It saves a lot of failed prints and a lot of frustration. So again, another win for this machine. The overall build quality for the machine is absolutely fantastic. You've got metal base, metal sides, metal back, and again if we look inside the machine we've got a very nice linear rail at the back and then obviously the lead screw that's driven by a stepper motor for your build plate up and down. The other parts that Uniformation took great attention to detail in terms of the user in mind is, as we know, resin printers, the screens are classed as consumable. Now on other brands a replacement screen can become quite a job. You've got to remove the tape, you've got to break the seal, you've then got to get the screen out, fiddle around with the ribbon cable, all of that sort of stuff, and then you've got to obviously then do the reverse to fit your new screen, and if it isn't done properly you can potentially damage the machine. Uniformation identified this fact and they've made screen replacements on this machine extremely easy. All you need to do is you undo the 4 screws, the screen lifts up, gives you enough slack to be able to unplug the cable, take the screen away, plug in your new screen, drop it in, tighten it back down with the 4 screws, you're done. And literally all you need to do from that point onwards is then just reset your zero for your bed and level the build plate if necessary. Simple as that. They've also offered an upgrade screen. So this is standard 8K. They have given the option to upgrade the machine with a 12K Explorer screen, which will give you 12K resolution from the same printer. So there's no need to replace the whole unit. You can replace the screen and then you've got a 12K printer. User interface. Very, very nice user interface. It's a big touch screen. You've literally got all your settings. First screen, I'm going to print. So we've got USB print, built-in storage, file sharing, data clean. So we can basically print from USB. We can save files directly onto the printer. We can also do file sharing. So the machine has got a USB port on the back of it, which you can connect a Wi-Fi dongle to. So you can send files remotely via Wi-Fi straight to the printer. It'll store them in that file. And then data cleanup, that's obviously so you can go and clean up and delete any files that you no longer want on the machine. Next one, your basic settings menu. So you've got your Z-axis movement. So if we click into that, we can basically move the build plate up and down in increments of 1mm, 10mm, 100mm, or we can send it right to the top, or we can send it right to 0. The next we have an exposure test. So basically what this will allow you to do is you take the resin vat out, you can then expose the screen to make sure that your screen's working correctly. Then we have the vat clean. So if you have a failed print, some support materials dropped off into the vat, instead of emptying all your resin out and filtering it and whatever else, you can do a vat clean, which will basically expose the bottom layer. You can then remove that cured resin, leaving you the fresh resin. And you've got system updates. So that'll be so we can download any firmware updates or whatever else required for the machine. We've got language settings, network settings, and system settings, network settings, use information. So in this, it will tell us quite a lot of useful information. Suggested life of the LCD screen is 2,500 hours of exposure time. So every time you use the printer, it will work out how many times the screen is exposed, for how long. That will then deduct it from your figure here. So it will give you expected lifetime of the screen. You've then got a light source recommended lifespan. So the actual UV light source has a recommended lifespan of 5,000 hours. It tells you the elapsed time. These are all on 0 currently because we've not printed anything with this machine yet. And then it has recommended layers on the NFEP. So it'll even tell you how many pulls you could expect to get from your FEP film before you need to replace that. So they're saying for the NFEP film, recommended layers on this, 12,000. Very, very good. And that'll change as and when you use the machine. We also have carbon filter lifespan. So what they're saying, which takes us very conveniently back to what we were saying before about the carbon filter on the back of the machine. The carbon filter lifespan is 500 hours. Once the machine's detected you've printed 500 hours worth of printing, it'll recommend that you then change the carbon filter. So that is this side of the printer done. I shall move on to the next piece of equipment. So, ultrasonic cleaner. Again, a really, really nice looking kit. Now this is a little bit of an improvement over your standard wash and cure stations. The wash stations normally have a propeller that spins in the bottom of a bucket. That then agitates the IPA, which then washes your print. This is ultrasonic, so it's high frequency vibrations through the liquid, which are a lot more effective. This is a very nice unit, all in all. You have a basket. So those of you who want to drop all your small parts into the basket and pop them in the cleaner can do that. Or if you remove the build plate drops straight in. So you can keep your print on the build plate, drop it straight into the cleaner, set your wash time, press go, wash it, lift the build plate out, remove your parts, let them dry, then you're ready for the next step. The ultrasonic cleaner holds, it says 7 litres, about 6.5 by the time you let any volume in there, because obviously it'll raise and spill. So about 6.5 litres. Do not use any less than 2 litres because you won't even fill the bottom of the machine. In the bottom of the machine there is a foam pad which basically collects all the sediment. That's replaceable. You do get a spare one with the machine. Adjust the times, up and down arrows. You can preset them by the settings button and then start and stop. All of Uniformation's products are designed very, very much with the user in mind to make it as clean and as simple as possible. So that's that side. they've also given us this nice little feature to save trying to tip the machine up, empty out your dirty fluid. They provide a hose. The hose screws onto this outlet here. You can then put the other end into your recycle container, open the tap, let the fluid drain away, close the tap, remove the hose, top it back up, and it's all fresh, ready to go. So another really nice product. The curing station, all in brand, nice green screen. This is like a black finish. It is metal bodied again. A lift up lid. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 UV LEDs in the lid. We then have another 4 in the base underneath the turntable. I'll pull the turntable out so you can see. Then we've got 4 up this side and another 4 up this side, and here a micro switch. So basically we shall not burn our eyeballs out. As soon as you open the lid, the UV will turn off. The green screen does a very good job of obviously filtering that UV, and then we test it, open the lid, off. So the plate basically held in place with a little stainless steel ferrule screw, so you do not want to be losing that. That is the size of the plate. So it's a decent size, obviously fill with your prints, and it's clear, so it'll allow that UV from below to come through this plate, curing the base of your prints, which again is really handy. Otherwise you're rotating. You can literally stick your prints in here, it'll cure 360 degrees around your print. Done. Right, so next I shall go over the accessories that you get with the machine. So we'll start with the printer. With the printer we get quite a host of parts. So we have a very nice Uniformation branded USB drive. We have some spare clips for the resin vat. We have a nice bag of gloves. We have a bag of screws. We have a Wi-Fi dongle and antenna. We have another bag of clips for the resin vat. Some tools, 3 different Allen keys and a pair of tweezers. The obligatory very sharp edge scraper for removing your prints from your build plate. Do not scrape your vat with this scraper. Scrape your vat with this scraper. A very nice flexible rubber, like silicone if you like, scraper. So yeah, you'll be able to clean any resin off the vat with this. Then a nice silicone pop-up funnel, some trusty side cutters, 2.5mm hex driver, and some resin filters. We have 5, so there's 5 resin filters. So basically everything in that box is more than enough to get you going. All you'll need is some resin, but that isn't all. We have more. So they're the tools. You also get a screen protector. So this is a screen protector for the printer, which is a nice addition, and I'm pretty sure somewhere, yeah, so that's the screen protector, and you also get a spare NFET film as well. You have leveling strips. The way that this build plate levels isn't the same as your normal everyday printer. You have to adjust basically the grub screws in the top of the build plate to move it in whichever direction you need to. However, we level the GK2 build plate before delivery. If there is any problems, please contact our technical support. So you don't have to use these because the build plate should already be level out of the box. Next, we will move on to the ultrasonic cleaner. So I mentioned before about the drainage pipe. Here is the drainage pipe. So you've got the nice screw fitting. You have here a seal. So basically this rubber seal fits in, so you've got a decent seal. You're not going to leak out the back of the machine and splash IP everywhere, which wouldn't be nice. Decent length, so off your table you very easily get it into a container that's sat on the floor. And this is like a silicone rubber, so it's very flexible, not like a rigid hose pipe or anything like that. We shall then move on to the other parts. So with the ultrasonic cleaner, if I can just lift out the basket, inside here we have a little metal frame and a foam pad. So these sit right in the base of the machine. So the foam goes in first, and then obviously this metal frame holds the foam down so it doesn't float around. This is to collect sediment from the IPA. So your resin particles that will sink, the foam catches them. You'll be able to wash that out and reuse it, but obviously if it does become unusable, you do get another one. You also get this rubber seal as another spare. So if this does become corroded or breaks down or brittle, peel it off and you have a replacement. With regards to the curing station, there's no accessories with that. It does come with a power brick, opposed to a kettle lead. One thing that I noticed straight away with this machine, the weight. I'm very much in the mindset that you can tell the quality of something by how heavy it weighs. This thing, I have to say, has got to weigh at least 20 kilograms. It is a heavy piece of kit. The actual lens that is in this, from what I have seen, appears to be an actual blown molded glass bubble lens, not a cheap plastic Fresnel lens or anything like that. So for me, I'm very, very impressed. We will obviously do some test prints with this machine so you can see the results for yourselves. They will be included in this video, so they'll pop up on your screen round and about now. So my overall impressions for this machine are, there are no negatives. I mean, we've been selling this machine at 1233D for a few months now, and I can say hand on heart, all the ones that we've sold have had zero issues. I've had to provide zero support to customers. They just prove to be a very solid, reliable machine. It's very well thought out, very well designed, very well implemented. It's just quality that works consistently. This printer, along with the wash station and the curing station, are all available on our website, either individually as a printer bundle. We sell consumable parts, we sell spares, spare resin bats, different size build plates, a whole flurry of accessories for this machine. Please check out the website. The link will be in the description for this product or any other product that you may be interested in. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll do our utmost to answer them as quickly as possible. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe and check us out on the next one. Bye-bye for now.
As always, we aim to have the most competitive 3D printer prices on the market. If you see any of our printers being sold by a mainstream retailer for less, please drop us an email using the link in the description and we'll do our very best to beat their price. Also, if you're watching from outside the UK, check the description for links to our European 123 3D sister stores.